Welcome everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with another episode of VSW. Thank you everybody. Today, let's talk science. Today, let's talk Alchemy. That's right. The new series brought to you by Wrestlers Lab. Very highly anticipated and long waited for, at least by me and a few of the others in my circle I know, and a lot of the wrestlers. I mean, this has been talked about for a while. We've been teased. We've been tormented over it. We've been shown, glimpses and little clips and all sorts of exciting build-up to this moment. And it delivered. Saturday is now for science on IWTV. The Alchemy episodes will be released. You'll be able to check them out on there. I believe it is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't quote me on that in case I'm wrong, though. But I believe that is when the release time is. It is not a live premiere like some of the other weekly shows. It just gets put up. But definitely check it out. Live tweet it like it is live. Give it some publicity. It deserves it. The wrestlers deserve it. The promotion deserves it. It really is something that everybody has worked really hard together to put together, and they did a tremendous job. Just what they stand for. Just what the owners of the lab stand for, and it's very important. Just their principles and guidelines and everything. It's a very, 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 very important promotion in the wrestling industry, and can be game changing in that aspect. They've grabbed some of the top talent from around, and it's really exciting to see. I'm seeing some very familiar faces, some not so familiar faces, so it's very excellent. This first episode really stunned me, and I'm all in, for another episode and to continue to watch Wrestlers Lab. It's like I said, it's what I've been waiting for. So, without that, let's dive in and talk about the matches and what took place on this night. First off, let's talk about talent. You had Lee Moriarty, former IWTV champion, losing to Wheeler Yuta at Beyond, but take nothing away from him, he is an amazing wrestler. One of the top talent in the world right now. He put on a tremendous match here at the Wrestlers Lab. I don't know if you follow him anywhere else, he always puts on a tremendous match. I said that match with Wheeler Yuta will be talked about for ages. He didn't just, he lost, but it was not without a fight, a real fight at that. You can check that out on IWTV too. If you go, Beyond and check their latest show. But anyways, back to the Wrestlers Laboratory and Alchemy. We had Lee Moriarty and Andrew Palace going up against each other in a great matchup to open things up, and it was Lee Moriarty that took the win in a pretty dominant fashion, I believe. He is dominant. I just want to mention, if you watch this, you will see him come out with the IWTV title. It was filmed before he lost it. This happens in the wrestling world, especially in the tape show era. It's not a big deal. The commentary seems to be done post-show, if it was my guess, just because they have mentioned it during the commentary. And that's pretty cool too. People forget they have that ability with the tape show to go back and do a newer commentary if things have been updated. We've seen the matches, but the commentary can be updated, and I thought that was pretty cool. But just something, a little side note on that. Okay, and then we had a 4-way match with Eel O'Neal, Devantes, Max Zero, and Pancakes. What a crazy matchup this was. Something fun that I really enjoyed. It was Eel O'Neal taking the victory in the end, but it was a crazy thing. Crazy thing. And, these are 4 characters that I don't know, never saw before, and now I want to see more of. This is what I like about the independent scene. This is what I like about new shows. This is what I like about, promotions that I'm not too familiar with. It's what I can, it's not just seeing, who I like and my favorites. It's about seeing the new people out there that I don't know and getting new favorites as well. Speaking of an old favorite and a new favorite, that brings me to my next matchup, and that was Hippie Dickie Moon and Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon. Your boy back again. That's right, he's in the lab, was one half of the hottest tag teams in New England, the Middlesex Express, Steven Broad. Then he transformed himself, and not just, with a name. If you look at him physically, he is built bigger, better, stronger, badder than ever. And, he's back. Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon. And, he's great. Wherever you've seen him, I've watched him, for a while now at NCW, Proving Ground. He broke out a little bit and did some work on the road at Limitless. And now here at the lab. That's great. This is awesome. I love seeing, people that I follow on TV, especially on IWTV, because they can be watched anywhere and anybody can watch it. It's great coverage for them. It's very exciting. This was a great matchup, and I fell in love with Hippie Dickie Moon. He is a fun character that the Versace Stoner can definitely relate to. Seemed very chill and laid back. These two gave a really good matchup. It was a fun matchup, and I enjoyed it immensely. And it was, at the end of the day, Hippie Dickie Moon taking the win. But you know what? That was nothing. Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon giving a great matchup, as always. And I was impressed, It was just an all-around great matchup. And if you want to talk about a great matchup, let's talk about this women's matchup. Becca versus Katie Arquette. Becca, the leader of the Scrunchy Squad. One of the best right now in the business, just totally killing it in any promotion she is in. She had just coming off the victory of an inaugural NCW women's title. She also, was former Chaotic Women's Champion. She's been killing it in Maine. She's been killing it, everywhere she goes. She's on the lab. And with dominance and force, as always, as she defeated Katie Arquette in a great matchup between these two women. I was very unfamiliar at first with Katie Arquette, and now I'm a fan. This really was a good matchup, and I was very excited for it. They had announced it previous, and as soon as they announced it, I was all over it. I'm a huge Becca fan. I am a member, I would say, of the Scrunchy Squad. I represent it with pride when I have to. Yes, that is right. I have a scrunchie that has Becca kicking Davian in the face. It's a beautiful thing. But anyways, back to the subject at hand. Becca has been one of those people that, in my opinion, have come out of the pandemic better than ever. Really strong. Used it into her advantage. Used social media to advantage. Made things a little interactive. And really does great work with her promos, with everything, just, total package. I saw her before the pandemic at a show at NCW, and now from then to there, it's just 100% transformation. You can see it even in the confidence when she's in the ring. It's great. Huge Becca fan. And, like I said, she gets the win over Katie Arquette in this first episode of Alchemy. And that brings us to the main event. It was a Wrestlers Lab title match with Mr. Grimm challenging MV Young. This match was going great, I think, for Mr. Grimm. I think Mr. Grimm had this in the bag all the way. MV Young is a great wrestler. He's a great champion. Mr. Grimm, he'll put you in a body bag, okay? You don't play with Mr. Grimm. I'll use the nicer term here in this because I forgot to hit the language button on this podcast, but you don't mess with Mr. Grimm. And, MV Young seems to have done that, and somebody else has too, as this match progressed. I really thought Mr. Grimm was going to recapture that title and take it and, become the champion. It was very close. He had it all. And then the referee got knocked out and total kind of chaos happened. MV Young getting a little help from nobody else. Somebody very special in the wrestling world, in my opinion. Very, very talented. The Prize City OG, Alec Price, that's right, ran in, kicking Mr. Grimm in the head, knocking him out, and allowing MV Young to get the win over him and, retain that title. Was it fair? Hell no. Mr. Grimm had that match won, but it looks like, Alec Price is here to make a splash. He's not done. It's his time. He has that eyes on the prize, and I think he's just going to go places with it, He might be next in line for that title shot. If you've watched him anywhere in New England, he kills it, from Beyond Wrestling to Limitless Wrestling, and now on the Lab, he's going to destroy it. He's one of the best up-and-coming superstars to date, in my opinion, right now on the scene. So, definitely check it out. Check out this whole episode. Like I said, you go to IWTV. Check out Wrestlers Lab. Alchemy Episode 1 Saturday. Episode 2 will come out. This is a great episode. I said I got to see a fresh, crew of old faces and new faces. It's filmed very nice. I like the cinematography of it. I like the atmosphere. And that makes a difference on a weekly show. If it doesn't have a good atmosphere, it can be very boring and dull. This was not that whatsoever. And, it was all put together very well. The video package, everything very sleek. I have to give it up to Wrestlers Lab and everybody involved in this for putting out Alchemy, the sponsors, to all the way to the ring crew. They've done a great job with this. So definitely check it out. It's worth it. If you're not a member, just sign up to IWTV. It's easy, it's cheap, and it's definitely worth it. But yes, check it out and have yourself a great day. Versace Stoner out.